Hey, uh, so I was just going to tell this story real quick. That yesterday I got really upset, like really upset, because I haven't been clinching with the group of boys at my gym, which is like one of the reasons that I originally came to Pettering Run, was that I was finally getting clinching and there were a bunch of kids, so I could clinch with them, and that's basically why I'm a good clincher, is because I've been at Pettering Run. But so we're all getting ready for fights on the 27th, which is now like 10 days away. And very noticeably, I have not been clinching with the group of boys, so that it's to the point where like you'll see all of the boys clinching together, and then there's Sylvie on the side not clinching with the boys. I'm still getting clinching, but it's like after they've all clinched, and it's with different people. So there are these two kids at the gym who aren't like part of the main group, who for the past I'd say maybe like 10 days or something, I've been clinching with them. So first it was with this kid that they call the Ninja Turtle, and then it was with Tong. Tong is an incredibly good clincher, but he's small. He's like 45 kilos or something, but he's really strong, and he gives me a lot of trouble. So I'm getting good work, but I was very noticeably being left out. And I kind of was suspecting that it's because we have these fights coming up, and so he's keeping me away from the boys. I don't know, as like keep the girl away from the boys or whatever the thing is, and I was feeling really shitty about it. And part of why I was feeling so bad about it is that we're all on the same card. Like, I have to get ready for my fight too. And there's maybe a little bit more pressure on this fight than there should be, because I haven't been able to find fights lately. So it's just a little bit of a dry spell. And so this is my first fight in like over a month. And I actually don't have another one planned for right after it. So it's kind of a lot of pressure that I'm putting on it, but because we're all on the same card, I'm like, why am I being treated differently? Like, I have to get ready for my fight too. So this morning I just confronted Pinu about it, and I was like totally on the verge of crying, like before asking him in the first place, and I'm like, why am I not clinching with the boys? And I was like, is it because they have fights coming up and you want me to like stay away from them? And he's like, no, Sylvia, it's that they're so much bigger than you. And he's like, when they're getting ready for fights, I need them to go 100%, and they can't go 100% with you because you're so much smaller that I worry about you. That it's not good for me. Like, it's not going to help me learn to just get my ass kicked all the time, which is why he'll have me go with some of the boys like after they've already clinched, so that they're a little bit more tired and I can work on some stuff. It was a huge relief that it's not what I thought it was, which was basically that like girls can't clinch or whatever, but it is a little bit disappointing because I'm going to stay this size. Like, I'm not going to get bigger, but the boys are still growing. So I can hope that there are going to be more boys coming in, or that, you know, his system of waiting until they're all really tired before they can work with me is good. But, you know, I have Tong and the Ninja Turtle to work with as well. But I guess it's not the worst case scenario that I was thinking, but it's also not ideal, because I'm still going to be the smallest one all the time. But I'm glad that I'm getting good work in, and I'm glad that I don't have to cry about thinking what I think that is anymore. And yeah, getting ready for this fight, and looking forward to it. Pinu says that it's a fight for a belt, and he gave the funniest reason ever for why he wants this to be a belt fight. It's not because he wants like titles and like all this stuff. It's because he doesn't have any photos of himself with me winning a belt. So he's like, we have to do it on this fight so that I can get a photo with the champ, which is pretty cute. So that's what I'm working on. I'm gonna go upstairs and have some breakfast. I'm afraid of these birds. But I'll show you 1 week, 2 week having some breakfast. Lupo, araw mai?